we are moving into the next, topic that we're gonna be covering with in our unit 6, expressions and equations. Alright, so. Alright, so when you're combining like terms, you have to think about things that look the same. So for example, if we wanted to group people in this classroom, we could group it by clothing color. So everybody who has a black shirt on today, we put on one side of it. Everyone with a black shirt on, over there. Everybody with a black shirt on, go over there. Watch the eye contact, please. Like black. So like you would get a, yours gray? No, yours gray.
That's good.
No, I'd get up, John would get up, I would go over there. Why? You have a red sweatshirt. Go sit down. Baby. Do not. Okay, so then everybody else would go to the other side of the room. So we could combine, so get up, go. Y'all, I know it's Monday. We were not up that late watching the Super Bowl. So we would combine the black shirts with the multicolored shirts, okay? You obviously, I made Jonathan move because he was over here in a bunch of black shirts, right? And he has a bright red shirt on. Yes, he has a touch of red or black or whatever on his sweatshirt, but the majority of it is black, or is red. So we would not want to, there's no way we can combine something that standoutish to that. Does that make sense? Okay, go sit down. Alright, so now all the young ladies stand up and go to the left side of the room. Zoe, get up and go over there, please. Go. Alright, and then all the gentlemen go to the right side of the room. Again, combine. Right? Alright, go sit down. Now we're going to get really specific. Alright, if you have a pair of Vans on, go to the back corner. A pair of Vans. So back corner by Aiden. Alright, if you have a pair of Nike shoes on, go to the front door for classroom. If you have Adidas on, come to this corner. If you have something other than the ones that I just called out, go to this one. Okay? So again, combining, being more specific. So we could say that this group is our Y, that group is our X, that group is our A, and this group is our B. So how many Y's do we have?
6.
So we have 6Y plus, how many X's do we have? 2X plus, how many A's do we have? 9 A's. So 9A plus how many B's? 3 B's. Alright, so that is combining like terms, things that are the same. Okay, we can't combine Y and X though, can we? Because you guys are wearing Vans and you guys are wearing other types of shoes, right? We can't combine Vans with Nikes because you guys are wearing Nikes, you guys are wearing Vans. They're not the same type of shoes. So you cannot combine them. Does that make sense? All right, go sit down. this paper, it says for every expression, model the terms and the expression and combine like terms. Write the simplified expression in the last column. So we are going to do, and I'm gonna make sure I get these colors right. So plus is gonna be green. So just color in your plus green. Minus is gonna be red. And then when it's just like one individual one, the plus is yellow and the minus is still red. Alright, so we are going to use that key to help us through the rest of this. Alright, so here we have negative 2x plus 3x plus 5 minus 1. So in our example, the minus 2x, which is represented by these two negative tall ones, what color will they be? What color are they going to be if they're a tall negative x? Camden. Okay, so this is going to be red, and this one's going to be red. And then we have 3 plus 3x. So we're going to color this one green, this one green, and this one green. Alright, now these little blocks over here represent the numbers that don't have a variable with them. So that is why this is going to be yellow, and then that is going to be red again. So how many positive 5s do we have? How many positive 5s do we have? Not one. How many positive 5s do we have? 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then obviously we have minus 1, so we have 1 negative. Now you will notice that they circled these two and these two. Why do you think they circled those two? Anybody know? Anything? So you have negative 2x, right? And a plus 3x. Can we combine the negative 2x and the 3x? Can we combine those? Some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Could we combine the vans, even though they might have been different colors? Christiana, what color vans are yours?
White and black.
White and black. What colors are yours?
White and black.
All right, and mine are gray and white. Can we still combine the three of ours?
Yes.
Why? Because they're what?
Because they're still vans.
They're still vans. So can we combine the negative 2x plus the 3x? Yes, we can, because they're what? No. They have the same variable. So these two are going to be combined. So go ahead and circle those two. And make sure you include the operation. Why are you not focusing? Thank you. Make sure you include the operation in front of it. Okay, so we can't combine those two. So this is circled here. And this is circled here because technically we're doing 3 minus 2, which gives us what? Gives us 1x, right? So these two kind of cancel each other out. Does that make sense? Because technically we're doing 3 minus 2, those two cancel out. All right, then over here we have plus 5 minus 1. Can we combine those two? Could we combine the Nike shoes? We combined all those no matter what because they were Nikes, right? So these are constants. So you can combine your constants because they are just numbers. All right, so here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have a minus 1. So this is circled because what? Emma?
Because it's like merged together and it's like it canceled out.
Right, because over here we're technically doing 5 minus 1 equals 4. So that cancels out. and you end up with 1x plus 4. If there's no number in front of your variable, it is a 1. Okay? Alright, let's look at the next one. So we have 7x plus 3x. Sorry, 7x plus 3x. Alright, what is our picture going to look like? What's our picture going to look like? So, or our model, whatever you want to call it. Are we going to be using any red, anything? Yes, no?
No.
No, we're not, because why? Camden? Huh? There's no subtraction. Can we combine 7x plus 3x? Yes, we can, because why? Raise your hand. Why can we combine those two? Kylie? The variable is the same. So I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 1, 2, 3. And why are they all green?
Because there's no subtraction symbols, so it's not going to be weird or anything else.
Right, right, 100% correct. Because they're all, or there's no subtraction symbols. They're all positive. So we just technically do 7 plus 3, which gives us what? Raise your hand. 7 plus 3. Aiden? And then do we add our variable? Yes. So this equals 10x. Alright. The next one, we have negative 4x minus x plus 2. Alright, so can we combine anything in this one? Jonathan?
Negative 4x minus x.
Yes, so we can combine the negative 4x and the minus x. Why?
Because they both have something.
Because they both have the same variable. Now I have a question for you. Are we using green or red for our negative 4x and our minus x? Are we using green or red? Yep, okay.
Red.
Why?
Because they're subtracting.
Right. I mean, technically because they're both a negative.
Yes.
Okay? So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1 down here. And then we have this plus 2. And we can't forget about our plus 2, so we're just gonna put a square around it. And if it's plus 2, what color are we using? Just a plain old number 2. What color are we gonna use? Emma?
Yellow.
Yellow. So we're gonna do 1, 2. Alright. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing with negative numbers. But because both of the x's are negative, what do we do here? Do we subtract them or do we add them? Do we subtract them or add them? Do you see any green? Let me ask you that. Do you see any green? So there's nothing for us to cancel any of those reds out, right? So then are we technically adding them or are we gonna subtract them? You're gonna add them. The only time you subtract is when you have red and green, where you can cancel them out. That's when you subtract. But since we have technically only red over here, we count the total number of red. So how many red do we have?
5.
How many red do we have? William?
5.
We have 5. Now, William, is this a positive 5 or a negative 5? What color are these?
Red, so
And-
it's negative.
It's a negative 5. And then how many yellows do we have? Shoshana?
2.
So is it a plus 2 or a minus 2? Plus 2. Is this making sense? At all? Are you sure? Positive? You what?
I did this with my dad while doing that.
Okay, so you have a little bit of a prior knowledge, cool. Alright, so the next one. Negative 6x plus 5x minus 3 plus 2. So which ones can we combine? Let's start with that. Which ones can we combine? Noah? So make sure you include the signs. So negative 6x plus 5x. So let's stop right there. How many red x's are we gonna put up there technically? Like how many red pieces are we gonna put up there? Kaya? Alright, stop trying to do it all at once. So let's take it step by step. So we have negative 6x. Looking at our key up here, if we have a negative x, what are we using to represent that negative x? Red. So, Kaya, how many are we going to have? We're going to have 6. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now, for my positive x's, how many do I have? How many do I have, Ronnie? So I'm gonna put 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. Alright, then can I combine minus 3 plus 2? Can I combine those two? Yes or no? Yes, I can. Alright, make sure I'm including my operations. So negative 3 plus 2. So how many positives do I have? How many positives? I have negative 3 plus 2. So how many positives do I have? Is that would be 2. So I'm going to put 1, 2, and then how many negatives? I have minus 3. How many do I have? Leo?
3.
Alright, so now can I cancel some of these out? I can, right? So I can get rid of this one, that cancels. 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 And get rid of this one, that cancels. So all of those are canceled out. Does everybody understand why?
Because you had the 5 greens which brought up the negative number.
Right. So because we have 5 greens, so if you have negative and positives here, this is a really good way to see that you gotta get rid of those because technically you're doing 5 or 6 minus 5. Even though you're saying, Miss Kenny, the 6 is the negative number. You're right, but because the 6 is the bigger number, we know that our answer is gonna have a negative 1x in it because that's the only thing that is left. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that negative 1x over here. Alright, can we cancel anything over here, bless you, between our 2 and our negative 3? We can? Alright, Aiden, how many can we cancel?
2.
Alright, so I'm going to do 1, that cancels, 1, that cancels. Do you agree with that? Alright, so then what do we have left over here? Camden?
Negative 1.
Yep, so then we're going to say minus 1. Alright, questions about that one? Yes, no? Okay. Alright, the next one, we have 3x plus 2x minus 7x. Alright, so what can we combine here? What can we combine? Zoe, that's it? Can I combine the minus 7x? Does it have an x in it? Doesn't matter if it's minus, does it have an x in it? So even if they're minus or like addition or subtraction, you can still combine them as long as they have the same variable. Does that make sense? Alright, so we're going to circle the 3x, we're going to circle the plus 2x and the minus 7x. So how many positive x's do I have? How many positive x's do I have? Alright, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many negative x's do I have? Troy?
We have 7 negative.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, am I able to cancel anything out here?
We're able to cancel out
again, does everybody understand why we can cancel those out? Is there anybody who does not understand? Everybody understand? You good? You promise? Alright, so then what do we have left here? What do we have left? Christiana?
We have negative 2x.
Negative 2x. That totally looks like a plus. Alright, questions? Let's slide over to the other side. Alright, so it says for every expression combine like terms, write this simplified expression in the last column. Alright, so over here we have 3x plus 5x. Can I combine anything here? Alright, what can I combine, Joy?
3x and 5x, because they're not negative.
Alright, so I can combine the 3x and the plus 5x, which technically is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right?
Yep.
So then what is my answer gonna be? What is my answer gonna be? Ronnie?
8x.
8x. Alright, so the next one is 8m minus 5m. So now they've changed it and changed the variables, so what do we do now? Can we combine those? Can we combine them? Why? Raise your hand and tell me, why can we still combine those even though they're not x? Zoe? Because they have the same variable. So technically, I can circle my 8m and my minus 5m. So how many green bars am I gonna have? How many green bars?
13.
Nope. How many green bars am I gonna have?
Oh.
How many?
3.
No, baby. Listen to my question. How many, if we have these two circled, how many green bars do I have? That I'm gonna put right here. Huh?
8.
Yes. And why am I gonna have 8? Ronnie, do you know? Okay, and thank you for being honest. So Ronnie is not sure why we're putting 8 green bars there. Alright, what does the green over here in our key represent? What does the green represent in our key? Kaya? Positive. So even though this is an 8m, is it still a positive 8m? Does that make sense now? Okay. So then, Ronnie, how many red bars am I gonna have? Why? Because what? I just didn't hear you. Yes, because they're negative, because it's minus 5. Alright, so how many can I cancel out? How many can I cancel out? Emma?
5.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what am I left with? What am I left with? Ronnie? Not just 3, but 3, 3M. Alright, I'm gonna have you guys do the next two. So you're technically doing number 3 and number 4. So this is 1, 2. So I want you to do these two. I want you to do the green or the red or the yellow, whichever little things that you need. And when you're finished with both of those, stand up. So make sure you have your answer written down over here, and make sure you have your circles if you can combine anything, and your red and green and yellow if you need those. Oh, sorry, my fault. Yep. So make sure you're showing the cancel, so like, even if you just wanna take your pencil and just draw like a line, so that you know that they're canceling out. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Alright, let's go ahead and go over these. So the next one is minus 7y plus 4y. Can we combine anything here? Yes, no? Krishana, what can we combine?
The minus 7y and the 4y.
Plus 4y or regular 4y?
Oh, plus 4y.
Make sure when you guys are showing that you're combining them, that you are adding in the negatives and the positives in front of it. Okay? Alright, so how many negative y's do we have? How many negative y's? Jonathan, how many negative y's do we have? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many positive y's do we have? How many positive y's? Ronnie?
4.
How many?
4.
Yes. Alright, can I cancel anything else? Troy?
Yes, the first 4 of 7. Negative 7y and the positive 4y.
Okay, so then, Troy, what do I have left?
You have negative 3y left.
Negative 3y. Okay, and make sure if you're using the colors, which I want you to, at least on the rest of this page, if you're using the colors, that you're remembering what the red and the green are standing for. Okay, obviously we want the red to kind of be like the negative, not that it's bad, but like, if you think of red and it being not positive, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you had a teacher who used to grade in red, right?
Yes.
That, I refuse to grade in red, by the way, because I had a teacher that was just all over the place, and it's just like, gave me anxiety. So next, I can't talk now, getting all anxious about it. Red is kind of associated with negative, and green is obviously associated with positive. So that's why I want you to do the colors, and that's why I want you to, even if you don't want to, I want you to do it on this page. Okay? Alright, so the next one was 3x plus 2x plus 7x. Can we combine any of those? Alright, gentlemen?
You could
Okay, so we can actually combine all of them. Gemma, are there any negatives?
No.
Nope, so then I'm just gonna draw how many positive,
12.
okay? Alright, which gives me what as my answer, Gemma?
12x.
12x. Alright, how'd you guys feel about doing those two on your own? Feel okay? Alright, so we're gonna do number 5 together. Alright, so we have 5k minus 8k plus 7. Alright, can we combine anything? Wyatt, can we combine anything, sweetie? Okay, which ones? Okay, so we can do the 5k, but not just 8k. It's important to keep what with it? Yes, yep, perfect. Alright, and then the 7, the plus 7, do we just leave that by itself? Alright, we are gonna leave it by itself, but we're gonna put a box around it, not a circle, just so we know that it is different. Alright, so how many positive k's do we have? How many positive k's? Elisa? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many negative k's do we have? Elisa? Okay. And then how many just regular positive numbers do we have that don't have a variable? Christiana?
7.
How many?
7.
Alright. So we have 7. Alright, can we combine or take away or eliminate any of our x's? Camden are saying yes? How many?
5.
Okay. Alright, so Camden, what is that gonna leave us as our answer?
-3.
So negative 3,
Plus 7.
what about, what is the variable?
K.
So negative 3k plus 7. Alright, you guys are gonna do 6, 7, 8, and 9 on your own. Alright, stand up when you have this finished. I am gonna set the timer. I'm gonna give you 6 minutes. Shouldn't take us that long, but. Here, Jen. Your lunchbox is in the office if you wanna go get it.
Why are you not using the color sign? So why didn't you say something?
Huh? I really like how it's very important to see like the visual part of this. Do you need them? Yeah.
Stand up when you're finished. Okay, even if you're not done, that is fine. Alright, so for the next one, 5x plus 3x plus 8 minus 2. Can we combine anything in this one? Ronnie?
The 5x, the 3x, and then you can also combine the 8 and the 2.
Alright, make sure, guys, you are including the operations, even when you're saying it. So, 5x, the plus 3x, the plus 8, and the minus 2. Okay, but yes, you are correct. Alright, how many positive x's do we have? How many positive x's do we have?
8.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have any negative x's? Alright, so then we know what is the first part of our expression over here. 8x. Alright, now with the plus 8 and the minus 2, how many pluses do I have? How many pluses do I have? Camden?
8.
Alright, and then how many minuses do I have? Emma?
6.
How many minuses do I have?
2.
Emma, can I cancel any of those?
You can cancel 2 of them out.
Alright, so then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I have plus 6. Alright, negative 16p plus 6 minus 2p. Alright, can I combine anything here? Jonathan?
16p and 2p.
No. Why can't I combine those? Camden?
No, just
Why can we not combine 16p and 2p? Do you see a 16p up there and a 2p up there?
Oh.
I don't.
It's in negatives.
Yes. Negatives are I don't know how many different ways I can tell you. You've got to include your negatives and your positives, because if he tells me 16p and 2p, what am I gonna do?
She's gonna make
16 plus.
I'm gonna write 18p, right? That's not the case, because negative 18p and 18p are completely different numbers. Are they not? One's a negative, one's a positive. I'd much rather have $18 in my checking account than negative $18, right? Make sure you are including the negatives and the positives. I do not know how else to say it. Alright, so, Jonathan, how many negative variables do I have? 18. And then, Jonathan, I have a plus 6. So how many positives am I gonna have? So then, Jonathan, what is my expression gonna look like?
negative 18p plus 6.
Okay. All right, number 8, we have 12m minus 7 plus 4m. What can I combine here? Leo,
You can combine 12n and 4n.
we just talked about this. What is 4? Yes. All right, and then our negative 7 is by itself. So, Leo, how many positive m's do I have?
You have 16 positive.
And Leo, how many negative 1's do I have?
Seven negative 1.
So then what is my expression gonna be?
16 and 1/7.
Okay, and then the last one, we have 2y plus 4 plus 3y minus 2. Camden,
2y plus 3y.
okay, and then what?
That's all you can add.
With those two, yeah, but is there something else that we can combine?
4 and 2.
Not just 4 and,
Plus 4 and minus 2.
yes. All right, so Camden, how many positive y's do I have?
5.
How many positive 1's do I have?
4.
And how many negative 1's do I have?
2.
Can I cancel anything out? Okay, what can I cancel?
Positive.
So this is our variable, this is our just,
The
huh?
positive 4s
Yes,
and the negative
yep. Alright, so then what is my expression gonna look like?
5y plus 3.
Yep. Alright. Go ahead, glue this sheet into your notebook. you guys are gonna finish the rest of it tomorrow, because I don't want you to cut anything out and lose pieces and then not have it. So, what you are gonna do, title the next blank next blank right page, combining like terms game. Give me a thumbs up and you have that done. Alright, what you're going to start with is the side with the tiles on. So this side, so it has the same key as what we had before. So the tall plus is a green variable, okay? The tall minus is a negative variable.
So that would be the red, and then the first one would be red.
Yes. Then your just number that is a negative is red, and then just your number that is a positive is yellow. So what I want you to do is, I want you to essentially color code 1 through 20 on this side. Okay, when you are finished, put this away, don't glue it into your notebook, but put this away, and you can work on Imagine Math. We only have 10 minutes left, so like I said, I don't want you to start cutting this out and then lose pieces and all of that. So you are color coding this side for today. Okay, that is what you're doing for the remainder of class. Are there any questions? Yes, no? Good? All right, if you're stuck or you're not sure, please come and ask for help.